to the crafting and a thrifting vlog and the whole try on.
So our first skirt today is actually a top, and it was on the 3 ringgit sale rack because nobody wanted it. I think it's really cute. It's cotton, double layered, and it's got this cool like lime green stripe going through it. And then I thought, let's be funky and just add loads of black and white and stripes and just be bold. And I rather like it. So this top I actually bought to do one of my Halloween looks last year. So this is for my Beetlejuice inspired look last year. But it works perfectly over this skirt that was a top. And this top, jacket, floaty, pointy, floaty jacket, is an Anne Harvey. I've thrifted this in England quite a while back. And this is such a funky outfit. I've put it with my sort of Art Deco bug set that I made. So we've got the black diamante balls and then the chains hanging down on the earrings with the long bugs. And then we've got the big bug on the crisscross black piece with the black stones and then the chains. I think it just finishes it off and polishes it beautifully. I've stuck a marquisite butterfly on and a black pilgrim ring just to keep all those colours going. I really like this outfit. I think it's fun. I think it's cool. I'm not averse to mixing a bit of pattern. I'm not adverse to mixing a bit of stripe. So it's a win-win. This top actually has pockets as well. So we always love some pockets. So we've got pockets, we've got stripes, we've got more stripes. This is t-shirt material, so it's cotton. This is all cotton. The only thing that isn't cotton is this jacket, but luckily it's a chiffon and it's so lightweight and floaty that that's fine. But again, I mean, this could be a big pullover, in black and white striped pullover would look just as much fun with this skirt. Really, really bargain item. 3 ringgit. So 3 ringgit is less than 50 pence. Well, it's probably about 50 pence. 50 pence-ish. So, yeah. Number 1, strong start. And my little shoes that I thrifted in Jalan, Japan. My little pumps that I absolutely adore. What's not to love? A full-on thrifted outfit. Not one thing that wasn't thrifted. All for pennies. Well, this probably cost a little bit more because it was in England. And the prices in the thrift shops in England were much worse than here. But having said that, I was there literally just after lockdown, and at that point they were only just reopening and the prices were quite low because they were like struggling a bit to get going. So I think I did quite well. I didn't pay too much at that point, and I needed it because literally I arrived back in England with no clothes, which is what started this whole thing. I arrived after being here for years. They sent me back after the COVID and the lockdown, and I didn't have any winter clothes to take with me. So I arrived in a very cold, blustery March without anything to wear. Now, I'm a thrifting for life kind of person. So, with no further ado, having shown you an outfit that I'm really quite pleased with, let's go on to number 2. It's a little bit more interesting, a little bit more adventurous. Well, not because this is interesting. It's a little more adventurous, a bit more different, a bit more difficult. That's probably why it hasn't got styled until now. Here we go with number 2. Okay. So this evening, I'm going to go and see Wicked 2. And I'm thinking that this dress, but with green underneath it and a green jacket, because my daughter's definitely going to wear all pink. And I think I'm more of an Elphaba than a Glinda. So, what do we think? I think this is quite cool. The dress has got purple, green, black, yellow, although it's a quite greeny yellow. It's got quite a wild pattern on it. It's got some borders. It's cool. It's a little fitted, so the skirt underneath helps to stop it from sticking to the one's curves too much, and I like the longer length. I put a very straight skirt on underneath it, and then a nice long flowy jacket over the top of that. I think it will look just as good with the green, but I know you girls love the purple, so I get to do both in one day, which is cool by me. So this dress was 10 ringgit, so under £2. Jewellery, these bug casings, I bought a whole bag of them in Thailand, and I've been steadily using them to make jewellery. I was actually just thinking to myself, I actually feel quite proud now that nearly all my jewellery that I'm wearing is my own make rather than stuff that I've bought off the shelf. So I'm really quite pleased with that. This is a slumped glass ring that I made, and I used some foil behind it to give it this really acidic green sparkliness. I think it works really well with the colours in this dress. And the other one is just one I bought at the Christmas market in Winchester. And nice little peridot, just because I love it. I'm going to try and, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see, but I've actually put a hair clip in. My husband's taken a photograph. But I've just started making hair clips as well with my bugs on, just because I can. And I thought it would be cool. Now, the only thing with this dress is it's got a strange neckline where you actually have to tie up the neck. So it has these long ties that dangle. But I thought it could be sort of a bit of a feature if you brought it over the colour of the jacket. And all in all, apart from the fact that I have to hold my breath in, I think this is quite smart, quite nice, quite funky, quite different, quite boho. What are we thinking? Do we like it, ladies? I think we do. I think we do. So, this will go back on with all the green at the end before I go out to see Wicked 2. So, the next outfit. Ancient tie jacket. You want to go down, you want to stay? You're sort of lolloping halfway between the two. Let me put you down. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. So he wanted his moment of fame. So this smock top was with the 99 sen collection, so the 18 pence. It's a lovely checked gingham. It's nice and long, perfect for the art teacher to come out and do her thing. I have dressed it up a bit. I was feeling inspired by the new Frankenstein movie, the Guillermo del Toro one where he's used beautiful Tiffany scarab necklaces Mia Goth is wearing them, and they just look absolutely stunning. All the costumes are amazing, really gorgeous. So I thought this was a perfect time to put my collar of scarab beetles that I made on, and the matching scarab earrings. I love the colourways on this, and they happen to just match this top perfectly. Now, it may be a little bit over the top for something that I'm going to teach in, but you know I never let that stop me. I've also added a little carved jacquard, just to keep the bug theme going, and because the green glass beads are so beautiful, and it picks up my long sort of 20 strand. So I'm going to come forwards. Give you a little bit. I'm very pleased with this one. I've actually worn it quite a lot already. I've kept the slumped glass ring on, and I put another one on this hand. The colours just work so beautifully. The little earrings. What's not to love? So, 18 pence top. The skirt was 5 ringgit from Jalan, Japan. It is the most beautiful vermilion. It was a little too small. I just cut the tight elastic inside the waistband let it out, and now I can wear it. I just love this colour. It's absolutely, and it's literally halfway between the blue and the green, so it picks up both, works with it. The jacket is ancient, probably ought to go in the bin, but I just love the cut of it so much. I love the points, I love the swing, I love the way I can wear this on over everything, and it looks cool. Even though it's got spots of dye and patterns, worn out bits, and I still absolutely love it. Sometimes you just can't part with things that are bring you joy. So that's my third outfit. And this is an outfit that I just wear every day. I mean, I would just put it on to teach in, no problem. It's comfortable. It's got little sleeves in it. Again, I mean, if you got nice, you could wear it with thick tights and not need a skirt underneath it. You could wear it with a lovely woolly cardigan. It would be snuggly snoo. It's got big patch pockets on the front. Probably lose your paintbrushes and pencils in there quite easily. What's not to love? The colours are just gorgeous. Emeralds and sapphires. So, that's number 3. 18p. 5 ringgit. So under a pound. Just about maybe £1. £1.10 for the whole thing. Well, not the jacket, because the jacket's so old I can't count it really. But £1.10 for the skirt and the top. So, on to the next one. Now, the next one, I have shown it to you before a long time ago, but it's been sitting there and it hasn't been worn because it was a size 26. And it was so enormous that it just had no shape. It was just a big lump. So let's see what I did with it. I saw this and I thought, that's really nice fabric. It's unusual. It's like a olivey, beigey, browny colour with like light blue stitching over the top. And at the time I had pale blue hair and I thought, oh, that would look quite nice. But this genuinely was size 26. Now 26 in England is big. In America it's a size 28. But if you see nice fabric, sometimes it's worth it. This is how much I cut out of this dress. A whole bag full of fabric. I literally cut out that much. But now I think I've got something that is really quite cool. Now this is such a pretty little sort of mermaid style skirt that you could actually wear this with other things. Pale powder blue Angora sweater. Oh, would look amazing. But all in all, this is now definitely wearable. I was quite brave. I cut the lining out, just left it covering the bra so that you've got more airflow. Obviously, I don't like man-made linings, and that was definitely a man-made lining. But yeah, I mean, I could have gone even more. I could have been braver. I could have taken it even tighter on the skirt. I could have taken it tighter on the top. But I just thought I still like to be comfortable. And this is now at a level where it's comfortable. I think it looks pretty good. And I quite like it. And it just so happened at the same time I was making this. So I bought a little necklace from Temu for 8 ringgit, which is £2 basically, which had these little gold coloured death's head moths on it. And I'd been casting, and I'd cast these larger death's head moths. So I chose to paint them in these colours, and it just so happened that it was the perfect colours for this dress. I added a little gold crystal spike on it, natural crystal spike, and I think that that is just perfect with this. I have got more fancy things. I've got the moonstone fancy necklace and earrings I could have worn with it, but I just thought this was spot on. Now I will make some matching earrings. At the moment I'm just wearing these ones which I made to go with my shikada necklace, but they'll do for now. I'm quite pleased with this. It all came together really nicely. I like the dangles, I like the colours, and with these colours of the outfit, what's not to like? This jacket is a very old one. Again, it's one that I thrifted when I first got over here. But it's so nice and long, and it's so flattering, and I really like it. It's very useful. Brown isn't a colour I typically wear, but you know, with this soft powder blue, it works. It really does work. And as we're in the winter half of the year, I think I could get away with it, no problem. So, what do we think? Is this quite a cool outfit? I think it is. I think this was thrifted in Exeter. I've got a feeling, I'm not going to say where I think it was because I might be wrong, but definitely Exeter, I think. And I'm glad I have worn it, but I'm not worn it much. And I think now that it's this shape and this size, I probably will wear this. This is quite a nice dressing up, going out in the evening kind of outfit where you don't want to be like sequined up to the nines and really, really over the top sparkly, but you do want to be dressy. This is dressy. Dressy in a dressed down kind of way. Does that make sense? Although I constantly have to remind myself that my idea of dressy and other people's ideas of dressy are very, very different. We all have our own thing. I don't, I am over the top in my natural instincts, but then I do try and pull it back. Do you like it? Do you love it? Or do you hate it? Is it just too mere colour for you? I think it's got something. I do think it's got something, and I really do like this sort of mermaid skirt. I took the lining out of the bottom half of the skirt as well, because didn't need it. And I think that means the light goes through it and it looks cuter. All in all, I think that's a win. And I might get braver later and take even more out of it. We'll see. But at this point, I'm loving it. I feel very girly. Or ladylike. No, I don't feel ladylike. I feel girly. I feel girly in it. Okay, so that's today's selection. A big mixture, all sorts of things. I've got more to come, obviously. We'll do some Christmassy ones when we get to that stage. Very soon, we'll do some Christmassy type ideas. But in the meantime, all you lovely ladies and gentlemen, if there are any gentlemen watching, take care of yourselves. Have a lovely time. See you next week. Bye for now from the Crafty Nana.
If you enjoyed this, please like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend. Bye for now.